How many dates have you been on in the last month? Was it 0? Maybe you got wild and it was 4? Now tell me, how happy are you with your life in general? This was the exact research question asked by Kahneman et al. Were these two things related for you? It appears, when asking a person how many dates they've been on in the last month, and then asking how happy they are with their life in general, that this is strongly related. But when reversing the order, so first asking how happy someone is with their life in general, and then how many dates they've been on in the last month, these two were not related at all. This shows the focusing illusion, illustrated by the quote, "Nothing is as important as you think it is while thinking about it." Imagine of the implications of this illusion when thinking of the political ideas of your opposing aisle's views. Think of the Republican putting emphasis on trans people, or a Democrat putting emphasis on climate change. Both climate change and the trans issue are seen as society-ending threats, either through the annihilation of the planet or the demoralization and deconstruction of society as a whole. Probably you can't see the other side's point, but neither can they see yours. Knowing about this illusion can be the first step toward being truly introspective about your own thoughts. I mean, even while writing this script, this illusion isn't as important as I think it is while thinking about it and writing about it. However, it is still important to remember that some things may be seen as more important while thinking about it, but some things are still more important than others for some things. The reason why you think some things might be more important is maybe because our limited cognitive schemes don't account for everything in the world. Okay, so now just close your eyes and imagine this. Let's say that the outside world is a world covered in darkness. You can only walk in a limited plot of land, which is also dark. This plot of land represents your experience and your knowledge, which can expand but never encompass a large section of the actual world. Within your plot of land, you can walk around freely with a flashlight, and this is symbolizing your attention. Your attention can never attend to everything you know, so a large part of the plot is dark. And since you don't know anything outside of your experience and knowledge, that part is also dark. When looking around with your flashlight, you see a statue, so beautiful and magnificent that you can't ever imagine anything else as beautiful as the statue you're seeing. The coloration of the marble, the way the body is sculpted. While admiring, you hastily feel a sense of unease. You turn around with your flashlight and notice that there is rain coming. Adrenaline rushes through you while you panic as you are afraid that this rain will ruin this beautiful statue. While running around, trying to find something to cover the statue with, to protect it from the rain, you decide that you should explore outside of your plot of land and expanding your knowledge. You shine your flashlight on different kinds of rain, hard rain, soft rain, a little drizzle. While exploring, you suddenly see a pile of statues, clearly wetted by the rain. Some initial panic sets in, but instead of being ruined, these shine even more bright and beautiful. You've overestimated the importance of a single statue and the rain, while being oblivious to the potential benefits of the rain and the abundance of other statues in the world. This illustrates that the statues that you can attend to can be very important, but can also be part of many other things that are important, but you just couldn't attend to and were oblivious to. And things that you perceive as highly threatening can also just be part of nature. While attending to single things like the statues or the rain, we might overvalue the importance. Sure, you can say, but hey, you can still attend to other things or other statues, since you can still attend to things in your mind without the flashlight. Yes, you're right, shut up, but if you got that, then you probably understand the metaphor, and it isn't perfect, it's just to illustrate the things that you might overestimate some important things when thinking about it. Now let's look at a concept closely tied to this illusion. For example, do you think you would be more likely to get killed by a shark or by a cow? Statistically, you're about 4 times more likely to be killed by a cow than a shark. And you're also 60 times more likely to be killed by a tractor. This is the availability heuristic. You've probably seen things like Jaws, The Meg, Sharknado 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not many movies have been made about cows. Since you've been made aware about the dangers of sharks, you'll be more likely to see the danger in them. After MH6 or 9/11, you were probably more scared to fly a plane than before those incidents occurred. While, statistically speaking, there were more chances before those incidents happening that you got killed in a plane crash than after. Imagine this. Bob is a student who likes the water and enjoys the calm atmosphere of a lake. He can spend hours sitting, attending to one thing, not getting bored. He enjoys the simplicity and getting away from the numbers of daily life. Which is more likely? A. That Bob is a finance student and fishes in his spare time, or B. That Bob is a finance student? I hope you took a statistics course and chose B. Otherwise, humans don't really deal well with probabilities. This is the conjunction fallacy. We don't need to get in depth, but it's basically that humans are inherently bad with conditional probabilities. In this case, A is a conditional probability, because Bob has to be a finance student and like to fish, while B only requires Bob to be a finance student. So let's say that the chance that Bob is a finance student is 80% and that he likes fishing to be 99%. In A, it has to be 80% times 99%, and that's the total probability, while for B, it's just the 80%. So the total probability of A being true is 80% times 99%, and that equals 79.2%, while B is just 80%. There are different examples framing things a little differently, but more of the story, humans are just very shitty at statistics. We all have mental models in our head. It's the way we understand the world, and we all have inflated or deflated probabilities of things happening. This can be based upon whatever experience someone has, whatever knowledge someone has available to them, or just whatever their preferred media has decided to feed them that day. These flawed models of the world are how we interact with the world itself. Ironically, when we try to get close to the source, for example by experiencing the homelessness crisis, by helping the homeless, these will still be tainted by preformed biases or heuristics. It is not only human to be flawed, rather we're flawed because we're human. When thinking, for example, which college to pick, we overestimate that single decision and underestimate the importance of continuous smaller decisions. Every election seems to be a tipping point, but who actually pays attention to the legislation that is passed continuously? Are those not more influential to our ways of life? Before passing judgment on another side's opinions, realize that they have different mental models than you do. You're both bad at estimating things and have both flawed models of the world. Try to recognize your own shortcomings. You can never be sure, but at least try to Google before regurgitating and just spitballing whatever newsflash you saw in your preferred echo chamber. Although it can never be 100% accurate, it sure makes a better guess. And about echo chambers, it never feels like you're in an echo chamber while being in one. So try not only to critically think about your own opinions, but also your environment. And you probably have some picture of someone else in this echo chamber right now, but try to recognize yourself within this person as well. So, is it all doomed? Is God dead? Are we flawed, lonely and hopeless? Well no, all of this can be helped through conscious thinking, reevaluating your own ideas, and consciously taking different perspectives. All of these problems can be helped. We're flawed, but I would argue that evolutionarily we're still designed to have some resemblance of reality within our mental models. In simple terms, we're never wholly out of touch with reality, so if we really make an effort, we still can get closer to this. Think for yourself about your own ethical and pragmatic assumptions and how this maps onto your knowledge and experience. We're never 100% of the times correct, and I challenge you to find one of these incorrect beliefs that you hold. This was enough for today, and I thank you for watching this, and I really hope that you got something from this. I put a lot of thought into this video, and maybe leave a comment or whatever, And have a good day.